everyone. Welcome to this year's ZASAM orientations by the School of Agronomy, Institute Agronomic and Veterinary Sunday. My name is Alexander Lungowe, third year student studying engineering, food processing, and quality control. Our plan is as follows. We're going to look at agronomy in first position, secondly, topography and geomatic sciences, and thirdly, agronomy by ENAM. All courses to be mentioned are 5-year programs, that is by the School of Agronomy here in Rabat. The first 2 years are preparatory cycle. 3 years are the engineering cycle, of which we have the first, second, and third engineering cycle. All degrees that are awarded at this school are state engineer's degree. That is, they are all internationally recognized. According to the overall rank, selected students who will be allowed to move to the second year, while unsuccessful students are ejected without a chance to retake the year. I hope this point has been stressed by my colleague Mulenga Kawe. So yeah, it's very important to take note, and this happens in the first year, of which is almost the same as natural science in the system for in Zambia. Then the first 40 to 45 in the rank are eligible to apply for topography. So topography is the high-ranking course here at the school. So among the best students after the first year are the ones eligible to apply for this one. Then depending on the number needed that year in agronomy, the rest up to a certain limit, after everyone for topography has been put away, the rest up to, they usually take about 100 and something students for agronomy, and those are eligible to apply. Now looking at the same agronomy. So after the first year preparatory cycle, in the second year preparatory cycle, everyone is at this stage in agronomy. So everyone is doing this, doing the same courses. They are doing what we call a Conco. So they are competing for certain courses such as general agronomy, rural engineering, horticulture, forestry, and aquaculture. So after the second year, according to the ranking and to what choices you have put, selected students will be put under several departments. For example, among the best after the second year, those who want to do rural engineering, they're the ones in this department, among the best students. Then the rest, the rest are in general agronomy and these other three. So looking at horticulture and forestry, these ones in blue, they're not offered by the school in Rabat. So for example, forestry is offered in another town nearby in Sale, and horticulture is offered in another town, Agadir. Then aquaculture, it's its own department, but it's also offered here in Rabat, is another department by itself. Then you also have general agronomy. So these other departments, we can say for them the Conco it's over. They will specialize in what they have chosen. In those chosen in general agronomy, will still continue in third year competing for these 4 departments. So for example, natural resources, animal production, vegetable production, and agroeconomics. So these will continue their Conco up to after their third year. They will be divided into several courses that are in these departments mentioned. So the aim of the trainings of all the programs that for in agronomy, the training aims to provide solid scientific and methodological basis, as well as the reflection tools necessary for the training of agricultural engineers specialized in the different domains in the agricultural sector. So looking at first agroeconomics, agroeconomics mainly deals with the economics part of the agriculture. So this is one of also like for those who choose agronomy after their Conco, among the best students, among the high-ranking course or department in general agronomy. So mostly among the best students are the ones who usually go for this course. So it mainly deals with the economic and social sciences applied to agriculture and rural development, as earlier mentioned, thanks to a basic economic, social, and technical training, as well as an empirical knowledge of reality. It's an interesting course. Now looking at the employment opportunities, we have several opportunities. For example, administration and public organizations, professional and non-governmental organizations, of the private sector companies, for example, the Bureau of Standards, can also be self-employed. and one can also go into research and teaching. Another important department is vegetable production. This department is divided into 4 departments. That is the plant genetics and seed production, and crop science and environmental management. So the plant genetics is it's usually, I would say, it's more related to the seeds. So the engineers that are formed in this department are usually the ones that come up with all types of genes for, I would say, improving the seed quality and even the yield. Yeah. Then also have this other department, crop science and environmental management. So this program, it deals with the analysis of problems of agricultural production and the production of seeds and plants, and also the design of innovative, efficient, and sustainable production engineering methods. The outlets are provided mainly by the private sector, state companies and communities. That is, when we talk about employment. So it's also divided into several, I would say, several departments of work or sectors, or for example, education and research and insurance companies, the design offices and engineers, for example, consultation. One can also be involved in the Ministry of Agriculture and other ministerial departments such as the environment, regional planning, and finances. We see here we're talking about finance, and someone could ask themselves, why are you talking about finance in agriculture? Yes, it's for this one, it's one of the things that is highly needed at the moment, because we talk about, for example, let's say banks offering loans and such things. So you need such engineers in some banks for you to assess certain issues. Then also have the agricultural development engineer, technology transfer and rural development. We also have these other natural resource and environmental protection, for example, farms and other, for example, banks, finance, agricultural and IT engineering, for example, the technology involved with agriculture. Yeah. Also, one can be a production engineer, quality engineer, for example, a supplier in terms of agricultural supplies, in terms of like things like fertilizers, seeds, phytosanitary products, etc., machinery involved in agriculture, and dairy products and others. Then another department, animal production. This one mainly involves the improving of herd management, genetic improvement of animal performance, very important one, analysis of problems of animal production, and the design of innovative, efficient, and sustainable production engineering methods. Employment opportunities in this department are, for example, the Ministry of Agriculture or maybe the private sector, in the development and the technology sector of animal production. For example, one can work in agricultural enterprises and organizations. One can work, for example, in insurance companies, also banks, as one can also be a professional breeder. Also the upstream and downstream agro industry, for example, the technical and commercial service engineering in the processing or production of canned food. Very important. For this one, canned food, for you to specialize more into this one, you better go for the one I'm doing in food processing and quality control. Aquaculture and aerotic. This one is this is fishing. This involves the cultivation of freshwater and saltwater populations under controlled conditions. Also includes marine farming, referring to marine environments and underwater habitats. So someone just manages resources while respecting the environment and sustainability constraints. And also, we should take note that this department falls under the Department of Animal Production. Yeah, for the Department of Animal Production, but recently it is falls under that department, but from second year I would say it's in its own department. Yeah. Then what are the employment opportunities in this sector of fishing? Well, one can be an aquaculture entrepreneur, farm manager, hatchery manager, fishery officer, for example, the quality control specialist, science officer, and also a research officer as well. Then another department is natural resources. The ecology and environmental engineering is one other sub-department, and the water engineering and soil sciences. The objective of this sector, seeing that the environmental issues are becoming a major concern nationally and internationally. The establishment of plans, policies, and programs relating to the environment requires broad skills that reconcile the understanding of phenomena and process. That's after a common course, that is after having endured the Conco first year, second year, after also third year. In fourth year, an engineer trained in this sector should be able to analyze an environmental situation, assess the impacts of projects on the various components of the environment, to propose the instruments, measures, and tools for the management. And also we can also talk about rehabilitation and recovery of certain environments. Employment opportunities offered. One can be an engineer in agropedology, engineering working in environmental impact studies, as well as being a manager of natural resources and biodiversity specialist in valuation of agricultural and agro-industry byproducts, engineering monitoring and surveillance of soil and water quality, education and agricultural research. Yeah. Another one, horticulture. The horticulture, as earlier mentioned, it's not offered by the school in Rabat, it's offered in another town, Agadir. So horticulture is divided into 3 departments. So take note that horticulture is obtained in just direct from second year. So someone who gets horticulture from second year will start third year at this point. Then later on, they'll specialize into either of the 3 departments, such as horticulture itself, that basically deals with vegetable, fruit, and ornamental crops. So all those people who for example, do flowers and other plants, things like vegetables, these are the ones specialized in this field. Also have landscaping, environmental management, landscaping of gardens and green spaces. Also have plant protection. So for this one, landscaping, for example, the way everyone is trying to go into, I would say, a green world. So if you want to specialize in such, you better go for horticulture and go specialize in landscaping. Also our plant protection, these ones are more specialized in diseases, pests, weeds, integrated pest management, and all the things that are related to the protection of plants. Employment opportunities in horticulture. You notice that engineers trained but ERVCH are well appreciated by the private sector employers thanks to a good practical training. They are also found in public and semi-public sectors. For what I have noticed is, if you want a course that is more practical, you're going to be an engineer at the end, but more practical. It's horticulture. Horticulture is more practical. Starting from third year, you really you really do the practicals. Very, very, very interesting course. So one can also be an entrepreneur. Other opportunities could be, for example, you can be an horticultural technician, ornamental horticulturist, for example, plant care worker, nursery worker, and horticulture consultant. Another one, Natural Forestry School of Engineers, ENFI. This one is also obtained from second year. So directly third year, you go at this school. It's, as earlier mentioned, it's not offered at ERV in Rabat. It's offered in Sale, another town next to Rabat. So this one trains senior executives in forestry and natural resources. It also trains engineers in research and development. It's divided into about 5 departments, and should also take note that this course is a 6-year course, 6 years. So you end up specializing in, for example, forest management, ecology, and management of natural resources, almost the same as the one done in agronomy, in general agronomy, done by ERV. You also have forest economics, geomatics of natural resources, and management of national parks and valorization of forest products. Now let us take a look at raw engineering and what it's all about. So raw engineering, as earlier mentioned, it's I would say from topography, those who haven't gotten topography, because as it is the most demanded, those who haven't gotten, they end up going to agronomy, searching for this course, raw engineering. It's among the people who are eligible, this or those who are selected, are usually among the best after the second year Conco. So what are they specialized in? They're specialized in agricultural hydraulics, for example, irrigation and drainage techniques, management of irrigated areas, urban hydraulics, for example, sanitation, purification, and recycling of wastewater. So these are the guys found in such areas. Also talk about infrastructure. Why are you talking about infrastructure at a school of agronomy? Well, raw engineering is very, very important because these are among the engineers found in sites, for example, let's say those big projects, for example, let's say roads, creation of those big construction areas. You find there are always civil engineers are there. Those people have done topography, and raw engineers, they are among the first on the site. So these are very, very important. If you look at these, they are involved in land improvement, sanitation, construction, civil engineering works, roads, various networks, for example, storage of solid waste, etc. Very, very important course. The employment opportunities are, for example, in the environment and water, territory of planning, transport and equipment, mines and energy, in the finance sector, hydraulics, basin agencies, and electricity. For example, the distribution from concessions and public administrations. Some NGOs and professional associations, then the distribution in the export and import services of machines. Yeah, that are related to the, for example, in this agricultural sector, also the civil part of the construction industry. Also, one can also be an entrepreneur. Yeah, and another big course, as mentioned at the beginning, topography and geometric sciences, the most demanded by the Moroccans and some other foreigners. The main mission of geometric sciences and topographic engineering are the equipment of spaces, the geodetic infrastructure, the establishment of maps, the cadastral land expertise, the collection, processing, and representation of spatial information for the needs of resource management and land use planning, urban and rural areas. So the ones who are involved in topography, they are the ones who, I would say, they are involved in the creation of maps. For example, in the construction also, as earlier said, for example, in general or raw engineering, they are all found in areas of construction. So while there are roads, big construction, and other big projects, we will always find someone who has done topography. So what are their employment opportunities? So we can find them in the semi-public and public sectors of agriculture, equipment, town planning, housing, territory sector, finance, tourism, and interior companies, the consultation companies, the private companies such that deals with topographical works of telecommunication and development of software things. And another one is agronomy by Meekness or ENAM. So ENAM is the school different from ERV. This is another independent school, but it's a very good one too. And it offers almost the same courses as the ones offered by ERV and Rabat. So we have departments such as fruit growing, olive growing, and viticulture. Viticulture just involves the vines. We have plant protection, animal production, raw economy, vegetable production, and agricultural development. Yeah, so take note that this course, the agronomy that is given, is also an engineer's degree, but it's for this school, it's 6 years. The duration is 6 years, of which you have the first 2 years at the preparatory cycle. Then the remaining 4 years are the ones that are divided into these several departments. Yeah, it's a very, very interesting course too. And I could say somehow it's a bit more practical. That's a personal point, but yeah, it's a bit more practical. In conclusion, my advice to you is know what you want in the first place, because knowing what you want will make you avoid certain disappointments later on. For example, one may find themselves into something that you never really wanted in the first place. You might want agronomy, but when you come here, you find that there are several courses. So for you, one needs to be prepared for what they are going to find. Yeah. And be flexible with any changes that may arise. Why am I saying be flexible? As I've said, when you are from the first year appraiser, second year there are about four departments. But for example, in food processing and quality control, you specialize up to the end. Agronomy, you are going to continue with the Conco second year and third year. Fourth year, you could say it's almost a Conco, but yeah, we are specializing. Veterinary medicine, you specialize in that one. Topography, you specialize to the end. But if you choose from, let's say, from appraiser, maybe you just wanted to do, let's say, agronomy, general agronomy, you wanted to do veterinary medicine. But one, you need to be flexible because things may happen. You may not know what may happen at the end of the first year. So you must be able to be flexible to move to any direction that is going to be given to you, provided that you make it through the first year. But keeping in mind that all courses are very, very important. It just depends on which part you want to be, on what career you want to develop. So just be very flexible on that point. And one important thing is work hard at all times and have a personal target. Have a personal target. What do you want to reach at the end? What do you want to be? Or which sector do you want to end up on? Knowing that all courses are very, very important. Even if we say, I say that some courses that they are more prioritized than the others. It just depends on the system in Morocco, whereby the market, like which ones are more demanded. That's why we're talking about that valorization of courses. But you should keep in mind that all courses are very, very important. It just depends on what you want and what you can do, because you must be very involved. Like the courses are very, very involving. So just be open-minded and know what you want. With this, I will say see you on the other side. You can get in touch with me on WhatsApp by the number below. Thank you very much for your attention.